Welcome back to the second video of the Learn the Basics series for Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. In this video, we'll cover a simple control of the close guard and the hip bump sweep. Let's get into it. All right, the close guard first. Okay, from here, I'm going to take the outside position of my legs. It's going to control above the belt line, but below the rib line. So the fleshy part right here is going to make it a lot easier for the control. If it's lower, let's say it's around the hip bones themselves, the structure won't actually let me go around the legs. So I'm looking for that spot above the hip bones and in between the ribs. If I need to pull them in, I can. Okay, so now from here, the way that the closed guard can control at the most basic level, it's kind of like a game controller. We have up, down, and then left, right. So the up position, relative to my perspective, is pushing away with my hips. Down would be pulling him close to me. Left is pressing with my right leg. And then right would be pressing with my left. So those would be the standard controls for my legs. Now, starting from this position here, a good training partner is always going to put their hands onto their hips, because it's not just me training. If they put their hands on the ground, that means they open themselves up to an attack. Okay, so they'll always start from here. Now, hands. I'm going to go ahead and get into our first technique, which is the hip bump sweep, and I need to get rid of the hands here. I'll go underneath, and I'll kind of swim in. As it's disconnecting to my hips, I'm going to pull in with my legs, getting the hands to go to the mat, just like how you saw. From here, grab the wrist and then push my body to the side. And if I need to, I can also move my hips. It's a very small motion. So like right now, I'm on both hips. Now I'm on one. What I'm going to do here is kind of shave myself this direction as if to roll over my arm. And then my elbow will fold all the way around and grabbing onto the elbow, okay? So you don't want to hook like this. You want to hold to the elbow, okay? That's a lot stronger. Now in the past, it was taught this way, using momentum to come up and then getting to the same position. But the problem that we had found is that every time I would come up and this person can see me moving, they'll just use their shoulder to push you back down. And then now you're flat. Even though I have wrist control and you can continue like an attacking sequence from here, we're looking at how I can create better posture. So even if he sees me and I have that position as I shave to go rolling over my arm, even if he comes down, it's a lot harder to stop me from getting into this position. And my elbow is already posted enough for me to go ahead and jump to the next post position, which is much stronger here. Okay, so as a demonstration, I'll put my hands down this way. If I come up, he tries to stop me. And now I failed it there. If I move myself to the side and he tries to stop me, I can now at least get to here. Okay, so now this position as I push away is strong. I'll go ahead and let go of my closed guard position and then lift my legs like this to put my right hip will be into his chest, okay? And that's where the push would take place. As I come up, I'm looking to keep control of this, because if I continue to go without monitoring this arm, he can just jump his hand like that and he can prevent the sweep from taking place. So what I'm going to do is keep control of it as I come up and look for a slight disconnection here. If I continue to push it like this, the friction of his hand onto the mat is going to keep it there. So there's a slight lift in this direction as I lift and then tuck, as if to make him hug my waist. From here, I'll go ahead and just continue the momentum to fall into place. Both knees touches the mat. And while I'm here, I will stay low. And the elbow will travel around to maintain a low center of gravity, stabilizing me on top. If I don't do that, and I sit up and this person begins to fight, he can push, he can use his hips, and now I'm off balance. Even though I can, post here with my hands, it's a lot harder for him to do that if I stay low. Okay, while I stabilize. Again, disconnect the hands, control the wrist, and position myself to roll up. Second post position. Use my hips to help lift and tuck. Stabilize once I finish here.